Welcome to the Run Your Day podcast, where our goal is to expand your focus and perspective on life. This is your daily dose of motivation, mindfulness, and so much more. And now, here to help you take your day back, your host, Dan Hafner.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome into another episode of the Run Your Day podcast. As always, this is Dan Hafner joining you here with another episode this morning. Today's topic is going to be the number 53. As always, thank you for joining. Sit back, relax, and enjoy today's episode. So, today I wanted to talk about this concept of focus and wanted to bring in this concept of just a random thing, the number 53. What I'm getting at here is that the more things that you focus on, the more distracted you get. But when you finally start to realize that something comes into your mind, it starts to become like you see it everywhere. Like I remember this story that I heard one time about a person that wanted this car, right? You're driving along, you driving whatever kind of car you have at the moment. Maybe it's an old 90s car, maybe it's a brand new car, whatever it is. And a car catches your eye, right? Maybe it's a Corvette or Ferrari or something really, really awesome. And you had never really seen this car before, really because your mind was not really trained to notice it, right? All of a sudden, you go to a car dealership, you start looking for these cars. Now you see these cars everywhere on the road. The same color, the same make, the same model, everything. When I started to buy a new vehicle a few years ago, I finally picked out what I wanted, and then I started noticing them everywhere. It was like I had never seen what I actually bought. And then all of a sudden, when I went there and started looking at them, and it was like, oh, this is actually a nice vehicle, I started seeing them everywhere. Like I would turn the corner, oh, there's another one, there's another one, there's a red one, there's a white one, there's whatever. But if you notice, that didn't happen until I even knew it existed. So the concept here is that you are your continual focus. You know, I even had someone the other day said, like, they brought this concept up to me again. They said, okay, think about the number 53. Just think about it now and see how often you see it in your life. And it's interesting because I actually did the other day. And it's really, really weird how that subliminal nature of our mind is so powerful and can actually control what, we see in our world. And I used to think this was a bunch of crap, honestly, until I started to experience it myself. And I mean, I could go on with a couple different stories about this, but hopefully you get this concept that I'm trying to get across, right? We are a product of our thoughts, ultimately. Your thoughts lead to your words lead to your actions lead to your habit leads to your character leads to your destiny. So it all originates with our thoughts, right? If we're always in one lane, we're always just trying to do one thing, we have one singular focus. I've talked about this in the past. We have a tendency to get that tunnel vision, which in some cases can be good. And a lot of situations can be good. When you have your head down, you're buried in the sand, you're just working on one thing. That's great. But what it does is it kind of programs our brains to be shut off to any other outside influences or possibilities, right? Because we get that tunnel vision. And then all of a sudden, when you start to like a new idea or a new concept enters your mind, you get this possibility that opens up. There's this new thing that your brain's like subliminally working on, and it manifests itself in your life, right? And this is really an interesting thing when it comes to goal setting as well, because this is one thing that I've implemented in my life, and it's really, really helped as well over the last couple months, is this idea of constantly, reminding yourself of goals, constantly just forcing yourself, different situations, to be focused on your one singular goal that you're chasing after, and everything in your life just tends to work out to give that to you. It's really, really weird how it works. but it's so incredibly fascinatingly true. Like it's hard to explain fully without experiencing, right? But when you have this, I've always heard this saying, the universe conspires to give you what you want. And it's really, really funny because when you finally step out of your comfort zone, when you finally take a risk on something, take a chance, you put yourself out there, and you have this singular focus, this pushing desire to go towards something, and your mind will automatically filter out the noise and what's going on around you to get that in front of you. So if you're focused on the number 53, you'll see it more often. If you're focused on only, looking for accounts in a position that you're in that meet certain criteria, you'll find them. If you're only looking for businesses around, if you're a salesperson, you're only looking for businesses in a certain area that do certain things and work in a certain industry, you'll see those more often. They will just naturally rise. And the brain has such an ability to filter out all of that noise when it's focused on one singular thing, that it's truly, truly amazing. And I've experienced it firsthand. And I just really wanted to get that concept across to you guys today, and to challenge you to think about this in a more in-depth level. Okay. So my challenge for you today is to sit down and figure out one thing that you can start focusing on that would make a difference in your world. Do you need to focus more on your money, or do you need to focus more on, something you want to buy, or something you want to do, a goal you want to achieve? Are you more focused on actually doing something or actually having something? Whatever it is, figure out today one thing that you can start programming your mind to pay attention to. And I promise you, you'll start seeing that more in your life. You really, really will. It's truly amazing. So that's my daily challenge for you today. As always, I'm very, very happy to join you guys every single day. Thank you all for joining. That's going to wrap up today's show. I'll post this up on our Run Your Day Facebook page. As always, head over to the Anchor app for more content, more past shows of the Run Your Day podcast, and also really encouraging any kind of support you guys can give for 2019. Working on some upgrades to the show, some different things, some different equipment. Maybe work on getting an editor. So any support is greatly, greatly appreciated. You can go to the Anchor. You can go to the Anchor page for Run Your Day, click on support this podcast, and you can even give as much as 99 cents per month. It is completely optional. Any donations are very, very appreciated. And I just thought I would, put this out there for you guys to be aware of as well. So today's focus: work on your focus. Start programming your brain to recognize things that you want. As always, thank you for joining. Dan Hafner signing off. Make it a great rest of your day.
Thank you for listening to the Run Your Day podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's show. If you did, feel free to share today's show with friends and family. Until next time, have a great day.